Okay, hello and welcome everyone. As you can see, this is my profile, and today I'll be showing you tips and strategies that you can use to progress quickly in the game. Right, first of all, we can look at my friend list. So as you can see, I have 158 friends, which is quite useful, and I'll show you why. Because the more friends you have, the easier it is for you to request for cookies. Now as you can see, I've already requested for gingerbread, and when I get these, I can use it to level her up. And as you can see, I have not given it to them, so I give them, and in return I get from them as well. So I recommend giving for cookies that you don't have, because otherwise if you give for cookies that you still have to max, it might take some time for you to do the same thing, right? And then we'll be moving on to treasures. Now the most important thing when you start the game, and the most important thing that you need, is your treasures, because these can be used in all cookie trials. And most of the time, while the cookie is specific to a trial, these treasures can be used for a long time, and they are needed as well. Now let's take a look at my treasures. So basically, before you prioritize cookies, I would suggest spending some gems and crystals on treasures, because they are quite useful, and get at least 3 of them maxed. Ideally it would be the meta of the game, so I think the top row shows some of the best treasures, out of which the turbo engine is quite useful and used in almost every trial and trophy race, with every single cookie combination as well. Then you have the slingshot, which is quite new, and some other treasures such as the easy camera, the star candy globe. They're also very useful as well. So once you get those maxed, and then you can get the others to level 7 for the trials, because it's kept at trials at level 7. So once you have those, you can start focusing on the meta cookies. So looking at the cookies, as you can see, the latest is Ananas cookie. He is one of the strongest legendary cookies we have right now. So I suggest maxing out at least one meta cookie. So currently the best relay is of course Blueberry Pie. She's used in almost every map she's in as a relay, because of her ability to revive with some of the energy left as well. Then looking on to the first cookie I maxed out was Prophet cookie, and you can do the same as well. And then once you have that, you can focus on the older cookies for guild runs and stuff like that, Champions League, which doesn't use the newer cookies that much. So basically yes, focus on one pair of cookies, get them maxed out, so you can advance in trophy race. And then once all of that is done, you can focus on racing the rest of the cookies as well. And same goes to the pets obviously, so max out the main cookies pet as well. So once you're focused on that, another way to gain resources is of course using the events. As you can see, there are always about at least 3 to 4 events active at any time in the game. Completing these events is very important, because they give rewards, and sometimes it might seem like a bit of a grind. See, as you can see, you have to claim them all, because it's very valuable. It all adds up and keeps getting stored. So basically if you don't do it, if you skip it, just a day or so, you'll regret it later on. That's because most of these resources are very valuable. Always make sure the daily tasks are done as soon as you can. Okay, and then we move on to coin farming. Now, big problem in the start of the game is you have a lot of cookies, you don't have the coins to raise them up to the level, so you have to have a coin farming combination. For this I use this combination of cheesecake and magma bird and pirate cookie, and then again mint choco with pirate. So they only can run twice and 4 times a day. So you have to use land 1, which if you are new, you better use, or land 7, which gives much better results than land 1, but is of course a bit harder to run. And make sure you run for coin farming every day, and especially on Wednesdays, because it's coin bonus day. Then you have to upgrade your cheering squads. This is another vital part, because this bonus affects everything except cookie trials. So it's a very small difference, but it adds up. As you can see, all of these points adds up. So, and then moving on to one of the most important players of the game, Breakout. So this resets I think once a week, and you gotta make sure you always play it. See, now I haven't played this special episode 1, I only have 250, which is small. And since this resets in this 2 days, 4 days, always make sure it's done, because if it's not, you'll miss out a reward. It's a bit lengthy at times with 12 cookies, 10 cookies, but you always need to do it, because the rewards actually, as you can see, it's a lot of gems. It's worth it. Another thing would be to always go to the laboratory and check out the rainbow cubes. So as you can see, I have a 1 day cooldown, but as soon as the cooldown is done, I'll be making rainbow cubes to buy my costumes. Next, of course, we'll be moving on to the costumes. As you can see, most of the costumes available. Yes, you need 1900 gems, so I recommend going for the big one unless you're a beginner, when you might have to start off with the small ones first, and you can save them up and buy whatever costumes you need. It's better to go for the legendary ones with a red in color rather than the small ones, because of the points they give. If you're lucky, of course, who knows. Finally, of course, we move on to these mileage points. You can use these points to get any cookies, tokens, but it's best if you save them for the legendaries. I did this. I saved up for about 2-3 months, and I saved up enough mileage points to get Ananas to level 4 as soon as he came out. So it's generally a good rule of thumb to save it and keep it for legendary. As you can see, you can get him to level 4 and 1, 2, 3 tokens. So I'm saving it for the next cookie, whoever it is, the next legendary, because epic cookies you can just get it from these chests. It doesn't seem to be a worthwhile trade. Okay, that's it from me, guys. My name is Juggernaut, and I thank you all for watching. I'm glad to have, and all the best. Cheers.